Good afternoon, everybody. We're now joined by LAFC head coach Bob Bradley. Bob, I'll let you take it away for your opening remarks when you're ready.
Yes, we looked hard at the game against the Galaxy, saw positives, especially until we scored the equalizer. I don't think we did a good enough job of using that momentum and trying to finish the game, put ourselves behind in a careless moment. And then we were pretty disappointed with ourselves with how we played after we went behind. We did a poor job, as I said, after the game, of getting our distances right, connecting passes, moving up as a team, and collectively locking them in. And so we ended up having to, in too many cases, recover over 40 and 50 yards, made a lot of stupid fouls. So, when you have that kind of finish to an important game, there's a real need to get at things in a real way during the week. Strong video session, some important discussions inside the group, individuals, small groups. But I think that's how you become a better team. And over the first four games, we've had moments where, in terms of collective ideas, collective intensity, we've not defensively given away too much. Certainly our ability with advantages to be sharper. That is an area where so far we haven't been at our best, but that's something that we work on every day, no matter what's going on in the season. We always know when we go to Seattle that it's going to be a really tough game. Already this year at Bank of California, I thought of a competitive game, good tempo, both teams getting after each other in a real way, and I expect that to be the case Sunday night at Lumen.
Thanks, Bob. We're going to start here with Katya. Take it away.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you. I wanted to ask you about Carlos and if he's been training during the week, and considering you're going to Seattle and everything that entails, if it would be a possibility for him to be back or not.
He has trained this week. It's been up another notch, which is great. And he is a possibility for some minutes on Sunday night.
And in terms of what you were talking and that those individual performances and the intensity, what have those conversations been like, and how can you just get that from each player and then for it to reflect as a group on the field?
Yes, for the most part, the all-around effort against the Galaxy and throughout the first four games has been good. I mentioned the other day that for example, I didn't think it was Chiqui's best game. Chiqui, prior to that this year, 3 good games, finished last season in Champions League in a very good way. And so one of the things that we are constantly trying to talk about with Chiqui is just his consistency, his ability to bring his intensity and his football every minute of every game. I think it's going in a good direction. I'm not sure why in the first half against the Galaxy he didn't bring his best, but he's still an important player for us. In the meantime, I think Marco Farfan has done well, and so the competition between those two is going to make both better. So those are the kind of things that we look at and that we're working on as we go through each week.
Thank you.
Thanks. Max Bretos.
Thank you, Ben. As always, great to see you, Bob. Just following up on the fullback conversation and how the Sounders play sometimes with 3 in the back, and obviously they have those wing backs that can drop back. What is the best way for your fullbacks to find space in behind there to be able to open things up for that front 3?
Yeah, when they play with wingbacks, at times it will become a 5. Oftentimes when they play with 5 in a line, there is some space on either side of their 6s. Our ability then in some moments to play in front of them. I think one of the reasons that they've played with more of a 3 is that they believe that Nuhu on the left side of the 3, and then whether it's Yem or whether it's O'Neal on the right side of the three. They can be very aggressive stepping up into the half spaces there. Obviously, when they do that, then you open up some opportunities to find ways to go through into the back. And then, like any game, the ability to put ourselves in good position when we defend, so that as we win the ball, we can get at them before they've had a chance to drop back. So these are the things that go back and forth in all good games. And I think that's definitely the case when we play Seattle.
Thank you, Bob.
Vince LaRosa.
Hey, Bob, I wanted to ask you about the formations that you use in the game. I know formations are hot topics for fans and coaches don't love them so much. I know for you, the biggest thing is the team's principles. And then in the second half, you change to your more accustomed 4-3-3, you get a goal. Is it in hindsight just because you scored that you guys look so good, or is there something about knowing where they are and knowing where players are in positions that help them be a little bit better in that second half?
Yeah, I think we played really well in the first half. So the premise of the question, we wouldn't agree on. I think we pushed the game in the first half in a really good way. Obviously, off of the free kick, Williams makes a strong tackle, and we don't move out quite fast enough. And however they look at VAR is confusing. I think in the first half we still had really good moments of winning balls and having chances to get at them. Depending upon the game, playing with three sometimes allows your wing backs to engage their outside backs higher if they're really thinking about pushing outside backs out high and wide. And if you think about it, depending upon how the opponent plays, if you release even in a 4, if you release your outside backs early, then you end up with 3. I think that at halftime we felt that the way the game was going, that they weren't trying to switch the ball or having that much success switching the ball, and that we could change things around and play the game where we played out of our 4-3-3. So I think there's small, subtle differences between on the moments we choose 4, the moments we choose 3. And as you said at the beginning of your question, there's many times in a game where if we're playing 4 in the back, but we attack on the right side, when we lose the ball, you might see our right back go inside and defend, and then that leaves you 3 defending in the moment. So we try to be as fluid as possible in attack and defense.
Salvador Perez.
Thank you, Ben. Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good, Salvador.
Nice to see you again. Bob, 2 questions, a couple of questions. First of all, with a situation that nobody expected in the start of the season, what do this team needs to solve for the next match against Seoul Sounders, considering what the Seoul Sounders means as a team? And the second question, doing LAFC got surprised because Diego hasn't been called with Uruguay national team, Bob? Thank you.
I was a little bit surprised that Diego wasn't called. I think he continues to be a very good player, and I think getting him back on the field in the last 2 games is great. I don't think he's been at his best yet this year, just from being out for a little bit. In terms of just what it takes against Seattle, any game, I think we've had 4 tight games. I think we've had moments in every game of playing good football, winning balls, creating advantages. I think for sure that we've not done as well as we expect when we create attacking advantages. The timing, the right ball, the right pass. We're a team that over all the years has scored a lot of goals, and so far this year, 5 goals in 4 games is, especially considering the number of possibilities, is low. Even if you go back to Diego, I think in the 2 games that now he's played, Houston and the Galaxy, he was involved in some really good chances. And so it was nice to see him take his goal against the Galaxy in a really good way. I think that's going to get him going again. And then we continue to work on how we defend, one, to be hard to play against and not give away many chances, many goals. So far, I would say that part has been pretty positive. There's still areas for improvement. We have given up some goals where we've lost the ball and they've been able to get across, and we've not dealt well enough with the cross. So that's certainly an area with teams that are looking to get balls in by crossing, that we've got to be able to defend those moments better. I think we do a good job of defending teams, so it's not easy to get into the box. And that's something that we think is important in defending. And so putting it all together in games, getting everything to a little bit higher level, getting more players to be at their best. Those are the things that when you get into a season, you push for every week.
Bob, last question. Do you expect the return of Brian from Almeria for the summer? Do you expect the return of Brian from Almeria?
Yeah, it's possible. And I'd be excited to work with Brian again. But obviously a lot will depend on the playoffs and how they finish their season.
Thank you. Gio Garcia.
Hey, Bob. I have two questions. What is the status of Mahala? I know I believe he got injured and he came off from Las Vegas Knights. What is the status for the Sounders game?
Yeah, he came off with a knee injury. We're still evaluating, and we'll know more in the next few days.
These games against the Seattle Sounders are always difficult. It looks like, I know you talked about this earlier, but they've switched things around and they look like they've gotten better as the season's progress. With sometimes they play five in the back. The last game, I think they played three in the back. How do you think you guys will approach them on the defensive end?
Yeah, but look, the way they play in the back has stayed the same. It's a three that in certain situations becomes five. But whoever they play as wingbacks, normally it's Alex Roldan on the right. When everybody's healthy, it's Brad Smith on the left. They've used Madranda a little bit there as well. They used Nuhu there last game, but Nuhu, I think they're very happy with the way he's played in the back three. So it's a system of three that turns into five. It allows their wingbacks to be active going forward. Brad Smith, that is, they give him the space on that side of the field. Alex Roldan doesn't always go as high, but sometimes that space on the right in the channel is where Christian Roldan likes to run. And then when balls come back to Alex, like in the first game that we played at Bank in California, he delivered one or two good crosses. One was that led to their goal. So I think they've got some clear ideas. When Bruin plays with Rui Diaz, he becomes a little bit of a guy that they know they can play certain balls to. Rui Diaz is just so clever with his movement, coming off the back line and finding space in the box at the right time. So those are the things that really we think about when we play them. We've had so many tight games with them. Games in some cases where we've taken the initiative, but still not been able to score with some chances, and then they've taken advantage of a moment and put us behind. If I just go by this year, I thought it was a hard-fought early season game. Two teams went after each other, and I would expect that again.
Best of luck, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. That's it for Bob today. Really appreciate your time. Up next, we're going to have LAFC midfielder Eduard Atuesta. So make sure you get your hands raised for any questions.
Salvador. Salvador, ¿me escuchas?
Sí.
Hey, do you has Ecuador announced their squad? I was looking for it. I didn't see it. Oh, never mind.
Yep. We're waiting on.
Okay.
I'll send you
All right.
the photo.
We are now joined by Eduard Atuesta. Eduard will be taking questions in Spanish today, and we're going to start here with Josué López.
¿Qué tal, Eduardo? Buenas tardes, un gusto saludarte. Primeramente, felicitarte por la renovación de tu contrato. Y segundo, hacerte un par de preguntas. cuando te enfrentas a un jugador como Ruiz Díaz, ¿cuál es la táctica que se debe hacer? Tal vez alguna marca personal o encargarse de que no reciba el balón. Y mi segunda pregunta es, digo, tal vez les hayan preguntado esto un millón de veces, pero siempre que van a Seattle se enfrentan al pasto sintético. ¿Esto afecta de alguna forma la preparación del partido?
Bueno, un saludo para ti, para todos. Muchas gracias. Y no, Ruiz Díaz es un gran jugador. Toda la liga lo sabe, no es un secreto para nadie. Pero solo hay que saber contra quién te vas a enfrentar. No nos preparamos para no dejar jugar al rival, simplemente nos preparamos para jugar nosotros, para hacer lo que sabemos hacer. Y a partir de ahí, obviamente, tener precauciones con algunos jugadores que nos pueden hacer daño. Entre ellos está él. Hay que ser muy cuidadosos, estar muy concentrados y, y eso es todo, concentrarnos sobre todo en nuestro juego. El sintético, sí, la verdad eh, daña un poco la forma de jugar de los equipos, sobre todo cuando no estás acostumbrado, incluso para ellos que están acostumbrados, pienso que, que debe dañar un poco el ritmo de juego, la forma en pasar el balón, a la hora de controlar, produce más lesiones, eso hace que vayas pensando en que va a ser algo que va a jugar en contra tuya, pero que hay que sortearlo y hay que intentar pasar ese obstáculo y darnos los 3 puntos.
Muchas gracias. Suerte el domingo.
Gracias.
Mónica.
Thank you. Hola, Eduard, ¿cómo estás? Te saluda Mónica Delgado. Mi pregunta más que todo va enfocada para ese partido contra Seattle. Recordemos que viene un equipo invicto, que tiene grandes jugadores, que siempre están peleando por estar en esas buenas posiciones y ustedes pues han tenido una cierta irregularidad en ese inicio del torneo, han sacado resultados positivos, vienen de una derrota. ¿Cuáles son esas claves, tú que eres el motor en el medio campo y que has salido de capitán, para conseguir una victoria y esas claves que deben de mejorar ustedes como LAFC?
Sí, claro, es un gran equipo. Simplemente, como te digo, hay que pensar en lo que sabemos hacer, pensar en cada vez mejorar en nuestra forma de jugar, volver a agarrar ese ritmo de juego y que esos momentos en el partido que dominamos el juego sean cada vez más largos y que el resultado sea al final un control total del partido. Eso es lo que queremos hacer y eso es lo que vamos a intentar hacer, sea en Seattle, sea de local, sea en cualquier otro estadio. Vamos a intentar hacer eso. Obviamente, como dices, venimos de un mal resultado, pero siempre las opciones de marcar están ahí. Estamos generando muchas opciones de peligro. Estamos cada vez teniendo o queriendo tener más lapsos de posesión y más lapsos de dominar el juego y esperamos que eso vaya incrementando con el pasar de los partidos.
Gracias.
Katia.
Hola, Eduard, gusto saludarte. En el tema de la intensidad, sobre todo tú siendo ese líder dentro del grupo, el juego pasado era un partido importante, un clásico, y lo comentó Bob de cómo en el tema individual no todo el mundo estuvo en ese mismo nivel de intensidad y que por allí se vio reflejado en los cambios que mandó al medio tiempo, ¿no? ¿Cómo hacer para también transmitir eso a los compañeros, que se pueda volver a ver esa intensidad a la par y se refleje en las actuaciones y en los resultados?
Claro, claro, mira, es simplemente ser conscientes de que solo con talento es muy difícil, que hay que poner un poco más, que si bien años anteriores hemos dominado y hemos podido mostrar un fútbol siempre muy bueno, siempre muy dominante, cada vez va a ser más difícil, cada vez los rivales toman más, como que toman menos riesgos, toman más marcas en jugadores puntuales nuestros que hacen que el juego sea cada vez más difícil. La presión, el juego es más físico cada vez que jugamos contra estos rivales. Entonces hay que poner esa intensidad y ese nivel físico y mental muchísimo más alto, porque con talento cada vez, si solo pones el talento, cada vez va a ser más difícil porque evidentemente los equipos se están preparando cada vez mejor, están mostrando cada vez mejor fútbol y eso hace que sea más difícil para nosotros mantener el mismo nivel solo con lo mostrado anteriormente. Hay que ir evolucionando cada vez más y eso es lo que estamos buscando hacer.
Andrés.
Gracias, Eduard. El LAFC es un equipo que no está pensado o no está diseñado para depender específicamente de un solo futbolista, pero después de los primeros partidos de temporada, ¿qué tanto necesita el equipo de Carlos Vela? Gracias.
Claro, ¿no? Muchísimo. Es el jugador insignia del club, es nuestro líder futbolístico. Obviamente nos hace muchísima falta. Sobre todo también al inicio de una temporada, cuando el ritmo de juego nadie lo tiene después de un tiempo de descanso tan largo. Es aún más difícil volver a engranar sin todas las piezas y sobre todo sin probablemente la pieza más importante del equipo. Entonces, obviamente nos hace falta, esperemos que se ponga al 100% lo más rápido posible, pero mientras tanto, tenemos que nosotros manejar esa situación e intentar sacar resultados buenos, como antes lo hemos hecho cuando el mismo Carlos ha faltado, cuando Diego no ha podido, cuando yo no he estado por lesión, cuando Mark se ha lesionado. Entonces, nunca hemos estado todos, muy pocas veces hemos estado todos al 100%. Esperamos que pronto eso sea así para cada vez mejorar.
Andy.
Hola, Edward, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y vos?
Muy bien, gracias. Edward, Baba hablaba un poco de la mentalidad después de una derrota obviamente difícil que viene a ser clásico contra un rival, pero sabiendo que apenas es el cuarto partido de la temporada, usted como líder, ¿cómo reacciona y cómo apoya el equipo para poder enfrentar a este próximo rival que también viene a ser otro partido casi con la intensidad de un clásico?
Claro, claro. No, siempre es difícil perder un clásico, siempre es difícil después de un mal resultado, pero las opciones las tuvimos. Eso nos deja tranquilos en que simplemente no nos dominaron, simplemente fue cuestión del partido, de manejar unos pequeños detalles y unos errores que son corregibles. No es que tengas que cambiar todo un estilo de juego, las cosas no están funcionando. Entonces, simplemente es de pasar el mal rato, pensar en lo que viene Seattle, un equipo muy difícil, con pinta de clásico también. Y lo que tenemos que ir a hacer es ir pues, a mostrar en cada partido que estamos mejorando y que vamos en aumento en nuestro rendimiento. Entonces esperamos que este sea un partido muy bueno para nosotros, no solo desde el tema de rendimiento y futbolístico, sino que sea reflejado también en los puntos.
And our last one for Edward today. Salvador, take it away.
Sorry. Thank you, Ben. Hola, Eduard, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y usted?
Todo bien, gracias. Qué gusto saludarte. Oye, Eduard, yo quisiera regresar un poco al tema de lo que fue tu renovación de contrato con el LAFC. Estarás un año con el LAFC, pero hoy por las condiciones que se te ofrecen en ese sentido y por todo lo que envuelve al tema de tu renovación, hoy este añito quizás es el escalón que te falta, que te necesita para ese sueño europeo, Edward, ese año que se te ofreció, ese año que te quedarás en el LAFC, ¿es el escaloncito para Europa, Edward?
Pues mira, obviamente ese es un sueño que yo creo que todo jugador tiene, que es ir a intentar, no sé, ir a Europa y marcar diferencia y jugar en los mejores equipos del mundo. Mientras tanto, mi intención es mejorar aquí y lograr ganar un título. Eh, Después, obviamente, si las oportunidades llegan, si es lo mejor para el club, si es lo mejor para mí, se verá cuál será la mejor decisión. Simplemente hasta el momento, por temas de pandemia, por temas de todo, la mejor decisión ha sido estar aquí, intentar aprovechar este año para, como te digo, ganar un título. Si llega alguna opción, el club la mirará, si es lo mejor para ellos. Eh, y pues ahí tomaremos una decisión, pero es un conjunto, es mucho más grande que, que eso, por tema de mundo, por tema de todo lo que está pasando. Pienso que es muy bueno para el club, para mí, el poderme haber quedado acá y el poder aprovechar este año al máximo. Espero que sea de muy buenos frutos.
Edward, si me permites, hoy qué tanto se beneficia el AFC para el partido del domingo contra Seattle Sounders con el regreso de Carlos.
No, muchísimo, muchísimo. Como lo dije anteriormente, es un jugador muy, muy importante para nosotros. La defensa siempre va a estar con mucho más miedo cuando él está cerca de ellos. Es un peligro latente y eso nos da muchísimas más libertades al resto de nosotros, tanto a Diego que juega al lado, tanto a nosotros para encontrar pases y dejarlos a ellos de puerta a gol. Entonces va a ser bueno siempre tenerlo a él en la cancha.
Thank you. That's going to be it for Edward today. Thanks for your time, Edward. We'll
Thank
be
you.
joined soon by LAFC's Latif Blessing.
Hey Ben, who did you say is coming up next? Sorry, I missed that.
Latif.
Latif. Okay, thank you.
We're now joined by LAFC's Latif Blessing. I'm going to start here, Latif. Just talk a little about training this week, after a tough match last game and, a big one coming up this Sunday against Seattle.
Yeah, I think last stretching game is like tough game against Dallas. Last rivalry, it's like a tough game, but we just put behind. So we're gonna face Seattle. Seattle too is like a better team. So I think we see this week we are training good. So I think we are ready to go.
Thanks, Latif. We're gonna start here with Gio Garcia. Gio, take it away.
Hey, Latif, hope everything's great. Obviously, you guys are facing a tough team against the Seattle Sounders. One of the players that really sticks out for me on their side is Christian Roldan, and he's looked like he's had a really successful season in his first 4 games. How do you think you guys be able to maintain them and control the midfield against them?
I think we played them. I think first game at home. I think we matched them. I think they have a player, but I think Rogers is like a very good player. So I think this game we are going for all out. I think our midfielders like Mark Anthony, Atuesta, and Sifu. I think they are ready. So I think we're gonna match them. We play good game against them.
Thank you.
Vince, take it away.
Hey Latif, I know you guys are flying in the day of the game. It's not a really long flight, but it's still a good amount of time on a plane. Then you're going to get off and try to play at a high level. What's that like for you? Is that something that's difficult getting used to since you guys usually would travel maybe a day before?
Yeah, I think we are used to it. It's like I think last year it's like the same thing. So this year is like we are used to it already. So it's not like something just like bothering us. So I think we are ready. We are ready for this game. We gotta get a must-win 3 points. I think we are ready.
Thanks. Josue Lopez.
Hello, Tiff. Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Perhaps you have been asked this 100 times, especially when you play against the Sounders. But tell me about the turf. How does that affect your game in general?
I think the turf is like very little bit like slow, but it's like we play there all the time. So I think we are used to it already. So we don't have to like complain about the turf because we are used to it. It's kind of a little bit like slow, but we are used to it. So we're gonna play our good game there.
And a quick follow-up, given Carlos's absence, have you seen some of your teammates' response, especially Opoku, who has been taking his role lately?
I think Carlos is a good leader. I think kind of I miss her like a little bit, like I miss him. So I need like we start training. I think this week I was talking to him like, bro, I miss you. We need you. So he gotta come back. So he was like, yeah, I need to come back. So I think this week was training so good. So I think he's ready to go.
Thank you. Good luck on Sunday.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Katya?
Thanks, Ben. Latif, I know you mentioned when the season started that you were feeling really good on a personal level and the way you started the preseason, the work that you've been doing, dealing with some complicated things last year. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about that and how you're feeling and how do you feel that it has been a reflection of your performances on the field?
I think when I come back from Ghana, I said to myself like this year have to be like a good year for me. I think last year is a little bit like up and down, but this year like I gotta set myself like I gotta like make the same thing like 2019. Latif Blessing, I have to do the same thing 2021. So I think we started the preseason. I was like training good, like set my mind to do like best I think do better this year. So I think this year I'm ready.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just last one from me here, Latif. You're someone that's been with the club, since the beginning. You have a great relationship with our fans. Having fans in our stadium and moving past next game, but the next time we're home, we'll hopefully have even more. Talk about what it's been like, having the fans back in there.
I think it's great. When I see the fans, it's like it's my family. My family right there. So I gotta play myself like very good for them. Because without them, we are nobody. When you see them at the stadium, we feel like we are ready to go. Because the way they support us, the way like they cheer for us, it's like I love it. So I love to see them again.
Right. Thanks a lot, Latif. That's going to be it for Latif today. And that's going to be it for the rest of our press conference today. Just a reminder, I'll be sending out videos as soon as they get downloaded. And please let us know at LAFCPR@LAFC.com if anyone does not receive those. Again, have a great day, and I'll see everybody on Sunday.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Adiós.